Yeah, it's a great buzz indeed around Croke Park this afternoon, and looking forward to this senior Camogie final. As Michael mentioned, it's hard to believe that Kilkenny haven't won the All-Ireland since 1994, 20 years, and this is part of the ceremony that players might be nervous about, but they still look forward to. They get a chance to meet the President of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, and the President of the Camogie Association, Aileen Lawler, will be emerging from the tunnel now with the President. Here he is, accompanied by Mrs. Higgins and other officials here in Croke Park. Big day indeed, Cyril Farrell, for these Camogie players.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to think, Marty, that like you have players here. You have Joan O'Callaghan and you have Gemma O'Connor in their 10th All-Ireland final, and you have the likes of Rena Buckley and Breach Corkery counting Camogie football, hurling football. They're in Rena is in her 16th and Breach is in her 17th. So like it's unreal the experience they're carrying in.
Presidential salute here now at Croke Park. It's always a nervous time for the players. They've done their warm-ups, and now as the two presidents, Aileen Lawler, native of Dublin, now living of course in Westmeath, 28th president of the Camogie Association, introduces Leanne Fennelly to President Michael D. Higgins, and she in turn will introduce all the players that will line out for Kilkenny in this All-Ireland Camogie senior final. Kilkenny of course were here last year, but that experience may well prove dividends with so many players, as our studio guests were mentioning, players like Anne Dalton, Aisling Dunphy, Katie Power, loads of experience.
Yeah, and I think Marty's going to be trouble a lot of battles. Midfield is one. There's a lot of Camogie played in midfield. Anne Dalton and Leanne Findlay of Kilkenny and Rena Buckley and Aisling Thompson of Cork. It's going to be vital jewel there. They mightn't pick up on her straight away, but like there'll be 2-on-2 out there. It's a big jewel. And Gemma O'Connor centre back and probably picked up Aisling Dunphy centre forward. They're going to have big bearings on that. You'll find whoever wins, say the half back line, midfield half, we'll call it the middle third, probably is going to win the game.
And the match official, John Dolan, is from Clarecastle. Anthony Daly, Fergie Toohey, Sparrow O'Loughlin Country. He's in his first All-Ireland final. And now, of course, Anna Geary, the Cork Rosa Tralee representative this year, and of course senior captain, introduces the players. I met Anna down outside the dressing room area, and she seemed very focused, very nervous. You can see there she's fully focused. This is a big day for Milford, big day for Cork.
Yeah, it's a big day for all the girls. And Marty, I know they like meeting the President and it's a great honour, but really, Marty, at this stage, they would love to just get these formalities over and get the game on, because they're nervous, and you need to be nervous, and then you need to let it flow. It's a great occasion, like, and the pitch is in perfect condition, but the breeze is tricky, Marty, because I really think down on the ground this breeze is actually blowing in, I'd call it, into the Devon or Canal end. Now, whereas up high it's going into the Hill 16 end, but down the ground, definitely in the two matches I've seen, it's going into the Hill 16 end.
We look forward to the All-Ireland Camogie final. We'll be back very shortly with the parade around this wonderful ground. In the meanwhile, back to you, Michael.
Well, and as the banner says there, Marty, 110 years and still going strong for the Camogie Association. One of the things about this final, Trey, as you were just saying to me, is because I was asking you to give us a prediction on who's going to win. You say, look, a lot of this will depend on the matchups on the day, and this, of course, depends on the tactics that the two management teams decide to deploy and who's going to face up to who, which is not necessarily the way it is in the match programme.
Yeah, I mean, there will have been a lot of DVD watching, you know, for the last 2 weeks, and certainly I think we'll have a lot of positional switches, because it'll be a game now between both managements to see who'll get those matchups correct. I'm not even going to attempt to go there and suggest who will be playing where, but I think that we'll see a lot of movement in both forward lines, and you know, Lorraine is a defender, and she knows how difficult it is to pin down any forward when they're flying in, you know, in different positions and moving around. Do you follow them or do you hold your ground? So yeah, I think the first 5 or 10 minutes, you know, we'll be looking around to see who's playing where.
And Lorraine, will draw on your experience of having been there last year, and in terms of preparing for the All-Ireland final of last year with Galway, how much of that did you do, or how much is it important to just stick to your own game plan?
I think it's vital that you stick to your own game plan and your own team, first of all. Your own game, number one, your own position, what your role is within the team, and then the team's performance. You're focusing on your own team more so than the other. But when you come to an All-Ireland final day, there is players that you have to look at on the other team. And like that, as Trey said, the matchups will be important. But like, someone will come out of the woodwork today that mightn't be mentioned all championship and have the game of their lives because there's no attention on them and their passion is in the game. You just can't call it an All-Ireland final day, and that's the brilliant thing about it.
Well, having said all that, the parade is starting, so I will get you to call it. Who's going to win?
I would say maybe Kilkenny to edge it. I do think it's going to be a close one, but I think that hurt from last year will like Limerick, will drive them on.
OK, Kilkenny to edge it, Therese, do you agree?
Yeah, well, obviously, Michael, I would love to see a
Of
Cork
course.
victory. Do you know, I'm very unsure about this. All week I was tipping Kilkenny based on their consistency all year, but Cork are coming good at the right time, so maybe a draw.
Oh, Jeannie, another draw. All right. All set to go then for the All-Ireland Senior Camogie Final of 2014. Time to join our commentary team of Cyril Farrell and first, Marty Morrissey.
Thank you very much, Michael. So here we are in Croke Park for the culmination of a championship. A season of sacrifice, commitment and training ends with the honour bestowed on these two teams of marching behind the Artane band around Croke Park on All-Ireland final day. It's Cork against Kilkenny for only the 11th time. The first was in 1970, but today is extra special. As Michael mentioned, the Camogie Association is, after all, celebrating 110 years in existence. Surprisingly, the first All-Ireland Championship wasn't played until 1932, when 10 counties participated, and a Mayo man called Sean O'Duffy donated a cup that is still the ultimate prize today. The early exponents concentrated on ground play, with most of the scores being goals rather than points. There have been many outstanding players in over a century of Camogie, like the Downey sisters from Kilkenny, Angela and Anne, who won 24 All-Ireland medals between them in wonderful careers. They were on the Kilkenny team that won the county's first senior All-Ireland in 1974 and were central figures to Kilkenny's incredible 7 All-Irelands in a row team from 1985 to 1991. Kilkenny today are the form team. In 5 games, they've scored 16 goals and 78 points. They've already won the league, but Cork have progressed steadily. As we all know, form doesn't matter when these counties meet. Cork have produced a galaxy of stars over the decades, like Mary Costin O'Donovan, Sandy Fitzgibbon, Lindy Mellerick, Pat Maloney-Lenehan, Mary O'Connor, Marion McCarthy, and indeed our Sunday game analyst, Therese O'Callaghan. The Rebelettes have Rena Buckley, Angela Walsh and Breach Corkery chasing their 5th All-Ireland Camogie medal, and in 2 weeks' time will be hoping to win their 9th All-Ireland medal in ladies football. Awesome, to put it mildly. These are true stars, unflinching, totally committed and still searching for excellence. Cork today captained by Milford's Anna Geary, all-star wing-back in 2010 and 2011, but full-back for her county in 2014. A bit like JJ Delaney, to be honest. They last met in a final 5 years ago in 2009 when Cork won. So what's it going to be in this historic year for Camogie? Kilkenny's 13th All-Ireland or Cork's 25th? Perhaps Cyril Farrell has the answer.
It's going to be a hard one to call, Mark. I just have a sneaky feel like Kilkenny might do it. Like last year, it's a terrible hurt to lose in All-Ireland, and like, you know, they were hurting last year. They would have aimed straight away last year to get back in again. Cork are very good. You're going to find, to me, whoever gets a good start, like it probably will have a big beard on the game, and I suppose a couple of goals either way. But I'm looking forward to a great game, Mark, because you have 2 great teams. It's set up for a fantastic game because the pitch is beautiful, nice atmosphere, and like you won't see better, kind of artists at the game than Cork and Kilkenny. So I hope we have a great one.
It's going to be a big test, Cyril, for the Cork defence, because in 5 games Kilkenny have scored, as I mentioned there in our build-up to the match, something like 16 goals and 78 points. So do you see that as a crucial area?
Okay, but Gemma O'Connor is one of the icons of the game, and so is Anna Geary. They're straight up the middle, and Laura Tracy is playing quarterback from Killa. She's a new person. Her mother actually won All-Ireland with Killa. It's like, and when Kilkenny were scoring, Marty, it was the backs were setting up the play, and especially from midfield, and Dalton Leanne Fennelly was going up and scoring scores. So you're going to find that Cork will try to make sure that the supply coming from their forwards have to work very, very hard, from number Julia White, Katrina McIntyre, the Canada. Inside there, they'll have to make sure that there's nothing coming out easy, because if it does, Kilkenny can set up attacks, but if the ball isn't coming to the Kilkenny attack, they won't be as dangerous. That's what they'll try to do. And like in Orla Cotter and Jennifer O'Leary and these Breach Corkery, I expect her to go deep, Marty. Breach Corkery kind of cover the whole pitch. These are kind of athletes. They can play football, they can play hurling, they'd be good at any sport, so they're going to make it kind of say you have to be very, very fit. They'll cover the whole pitch, and even though Kilkenny will have good artists, you'd imagine Cork will take them on with their speed, but I still have a feeling that Kilkenny just might edge it.
Interestingly, Kilkenny broke away from the parade rather early. Anna Geary stayed marching with her side all the way to outside the Cork substitute bench, taking their position, as you can see, on the field, because when the Artane band stopped playing that particular tune, we're going to pause for Ron Aveen. Last few words in the Kilkenny camp from Leanne Finlay. A couple of slitters there, you see Leanne, the name Finlay synonymous, of course, with Kilkenny. So Jerry Grogan, man who makes all the public announcements here in Croke Park, has announced that it's time for Ron Aveen, our national anthem. So what's it going to be today here in Croke Park? Is it going to be Kilkenny's 13th and their first in 20 years? Or is it going to be Cork's 25th? John Dolan from Clarecastle, in his very first time in charge of an All-Ireland Senior Camogie final. We wish him well, as indeed we wish Cork and Kilkenny the best of luck. There's a breeze here in Croke Park. Swirling breeze seems to favour Kilkenny. Cork seem to win the toss and playing as we look at it, because we're in the Cusack stand, by the way, looking across at the Hogan. They're going to be playing from the Davin end down to the Hill 16 end. So Cork won the toss, decided to play from left to right. All the preliminaries are now completed. This All-Ireland Senior Camogie final in a very historic year, the 110th anniversary of the Camogie Association, and we're up and running in Croke Park. First touch is to Anne Dalton, sending it forward up towards Katie Power. Knocked away Anna Geary, battling hard, getting the first touch. Still Katie Power pursues. Aisling Thompson is there. Tries to hand pass it in. It deflects off Katie Power, so that's going to be a sideline ball for Cork.
Already Marty, as Orla Cotter's moved out wing forward. She's actually picked up and she's on them in her elbow, so they've moved all over the place already.
So changes as we anticipated early in the match. Just 45 seconds. Aisling Thompson looking on, setting the slither in the right position. Gains a little bit of ground. Kilkenny, however, regained the possession. Ball into the centre. Easily gathered here by Emer O'Sullivan. Steps by the first challenge. Still trying to control it. Sets the ball forward. Easy ball, however, for Colette Dormer. Working hard is Shelley Farrell. Good ball up towards Katie Power. Katie. Effort by Anna Geary to hooker fails, and that is over the bar. First score of the match for Kilkenny. First score for Katie Power, the full forward.
Played in lovely ball, nice and low, Marty, out to the corner. Left on top, catches here, very strong girl. Has a look up and pass over there. Not much Anna Geary could do, it was the ball that came in, Marty, was very well delivered.
Sweet ball inside to Katie Power, good finish. Julia White in the right half forward position, under a bit of pressure. Kenny first to the ball again, Colette Dormer. Easily gathered here by Laura Tracy from Killa. Laura gives a few words of encouragement to her teammates, but she easily dealt with it here, but was fouled.
Right in the purple, Marty, both her father and mother played for Cork, so she you know, she's young, but she has everything going for her.
Gemma O'Connor down the middle. There's a pull there on Jennifer O'Leary, so this is a free for Cork between the 45 and 65 metre line. But against the breeze, Cork, it would appear, judging by the flags at the Hill 16 end.
Orla Cotter has taken this. She's very accurate all year, Marty. She should score. She's very good, like, and in this tease.
Like so many of these Cork players, ex-Loretta College in Fermoy. This one is dropping in, batted away. Cork keep the pressure on. Looking for a little bit of support, nobody available. The ball drops in from Breach Corkery, gathered by Emma Kavanagh. And that's going to be a sideline ball for Kilkenny.
Goalie took her time there, Marty, clearing that ball. It was nearly a block down, like it was coming in a while, I suppose, probably swirling around in it. I thought that'd go over the bar from Orla Cotter, maybe the breeze is against her.
Claire Phelan. Leanne Fennelly is the number 8. This is Mairead Power under a little bit of pressure. Good work here by Anne Dalton. Good hands, good strike. Coming out first is Laura Tracy. Laying it off quickly first, Pamela Mackey. Battling hard is Rena Buckley. Manages to get it away just a little bit far as Jennifer O'Leary. 3 times an All-Star. Stopped in her tracks on this occasion by Elaine Aylward. 1-on-1 battle here. Emma O'Sullivan deemed to have been fouled by Denise Gall, so it's a free for Cork.
Be interested to see that again, Marty. You'd wonder where the foul was there. He doubled her hand and, you know, couldn't blame her for doing that.
That certainly didn't seem like a free for Cork. Coming away with it here is Breach Corkery. Getting inside the first and second cover. Good hands, good layoff. And a point by Julia White. Levels the match.
Beautiful score, Marty. Shows what they can do. Like, you know, Cork here's great pace. Cuts down straight up, gives her the flick inside here. You know, and Julia White won this tease. Great pace. You know, it was for a second. It was you had the visions of a goal coming once she broke.
Good long puck out from Emma Kavanagh. Denise Gall, good block down. Look how deep Orla Cotter is playing inside her own half back line against the breeze in this first half. This is Katrina Mackey, willing to take on Claire Phelan. Getting a lovely little hook by Phelan. Coming across is Colette Dormer. Good defending by the centre half back. Ball down into the middle. Breaking ball, this time picked up by Leanne Fennelly. You can drop the hurley in Camogie, by the way, in case you just spotted it. Ball is going deep, and that is to the left and wide off the stick of Anne Dalton.
Yeah, nice bit of pace in the game already, Marty. Orla Cotter's kind of gone out the middle. She's been the Kilkenny defender ever. Now the full back is going to stay back. No matter where you move, they'll always hold the defence.
This is Anya Connery stepping away from the challenge. Plenty of Cork defenders, but gathering is Katie Power. What you going to do? Oh, great save! Wonderful goalkeeping by Aoife Murray. It looked like a goal. Should have been a goal. But the Cork keeper saved magnificently. Kilkenny keep the pressure on. First goal, real goal opportunity of the match. And Cork survive. Aisling Thompson steps away and sweeps that ball into the Kilkenny half of the field, but it's on its way back. Thompson is there again. Nicely picked up. Coming through the middle is Anya Connery. A chance here for Kilkenny on the Cork 45-metre line, but the ball is wide.
That's a big let off there, Marty. Like a great save by Murray in goals, but like it should have been in the back of net. Came a lovely little flick here. She turns out, gives a lovely pop ball up here. Beautiful little flick. Fantastic save. Thought she was going to hand pass in there. It's a great catch in there by Katie Power. Flicks it back here to Quilty, and just, you know, great save. Holds them in the game. Would have been a vital goal.
Certainly a great opportunity for Michelle Quilty. But Aoife Murray, acrobatic in the goal and saving. A really good effort by Michelle Quilty. Free for Kilkenny, going to be taken by Anne Dalton. She's standing on her own 65-metre line. Long ball, dropping ball, dangerous ball indeed. Cork are there. The hand pass comes far as Emer O'Sullivan. Nice stick work by the Ballinhassig player. And that's a foul by Elaine Aylward, and that's going to be a free for Cork.
Yeah, definitely a free. Very interesting there, Martin. When the ball was cleared out the Cork backline, it was Orla Cotter that picked up the breaking ball and cleared it down here. That's definitely a free. It's funny, Marty, I think Kilkenny are pulling the defender out. They've kind of three around the middle. At times they're only playing with two on the full forward line. So it'll be interesting to see how Cork are lying back. So it's still anyone's game, and it hasn't really opened yet.
Well, Aoife Murray in her 9th season, Player of the Year in 2008, produced a wonderful save here. Michelle Quilty really should have put it home, but credit the goalkeeper. Fantastic save. St Finbarr's, Jim O'Connor uses the short ball. Down far is Breach Corkery. Hand pass goes astray, easily intercepted by Denise Gall. Working hard is Rena Buckley. Ball bobbling all over the place in the middle of the field. Cutting inside is Anya Connery. Diagonal ball is a good one over towards Michelle Quilty. Dropping it in, the goalkeeper is underneath it and can't do anything about it. It's over the bar. Good score, good point by Michelle Quilty.
Very good score, Marty. Like, there's a dangerous ball dropping down there, like, and Aoife Murray did well not to get tangled into the crossbar.
Puck out from Aoife Murray. And Dalton receives the hand pass. Half deflected. Denise Gall loses a hurl. Rena Buckley sweeps up, lays it back far as Emer O'Sullivan. It's a good ball up. Coming through is Julia White. Good defending by Jackie Frisbee, an experienced campaigner at this stage at left corner back for Kilkenny. Plenty of Cork defenders. Joanne O'Callaghan from Clondalf. Hand pass, central part of strategy in the game plan. Emer O'Sullivan, sister of former All-Ireland medalist Linda O'Sullivan. Down first, Katrina Mackey. Nice turn, nice stick work. Good ball inside, just took her eye off it momentarily, and Kilkenny are there in sufficient numbers. Leanne Finlay gets it out for Anya Connery. Up towards Katie Power and Anna Geary. Katie has it, lays it back far as Denise Gall under a little bit of pressure, but she squeezes it too much to the right and wide. Ball is just off target.
Yeah, Bertie, their turn misses like again, because inside, like, Katie Powers caused a lot of trouble. Caught that ball, give a lovely pass back out there to Denise Gall. That should have been over the bar.
Based on that picture, I think she knows it. Wide's tally so far, 3 for Kilkenny, none for Cork. Cork playing against that swirling breeze in this first half. Kilkenny. Centre half forward is Aisling Dunphy. Going back to gather is Aisling Thompson. She's lost to Hurley. Emer O'Sullivan. Rena Buckley. Pass goes astray. Coming through the middle, it's Ann Dalton. Good hook. Referee blows the whistle. Felt there was a foul. It was an unfair challenge. He was explaining the rule. There was a jersey pull. There it is.
Yeah, jersey pull there, pass with the stray, but it's very noticeable that when Emer O'Sullivan gets on the ball, Marty, he just has the pace as a wing back to just fly past the wall, leave them for dead.
Denise Gall with her first real opportunity of taking a point, which she does with ease. Cork manager Paddy Murray. The Murrays all great sports people. I met Paddy's brother Kevin, who of course played with the Cork footballers and hurlers in the past. Aoife, the sister, is between the posts for Cork this afternoon. Challenge on Breach Corkery is illegal.
Yeah, Marty, it was a foul, but like Breach Cork must fair to keep going because like you had to pace them. Cork forwards are very nifty. When the ball does go up, there isn't much ball. When it does go up, they look very, very dangerous.
Orla Cotter going to take this free. All-Ireland minor medalist from 2006. Came through the ranks, now firmly established, a key player in Paddy Murray's team.
Unusual stance, Marty. Left hand on top and unusual balance, but she's very accurate. She's got 140 already. Isn't this good?
It's dropping just a little bit short. There could be a connection. There isn't. Ball is wide.
Yeah. Might be a breeze against her. There's a great duel down here, Marty, between Frisbee and the cornerback. She's number 4. She's playing very well, and she's on Julia White. Like Frisbee's a good player. White is very, very fast, and like they're being dragged all over the place. Like the Cork forwards are pulling away out. Kilkenny backs are trying to stay in near the goals because they know if they get caught out, it'll probably be a goal.
Puck out from Evan Kavanagh. There was pushing by Denise Gall, so it's a free for Cork.
Fast free here, Marty.
Quickly taken. But the referee wants it to be retaken. He wasn't pleased with where the free wasn't in the right position. So it gives Kilkenny a chance to organise their defence. Going to take this is Rena Buckley.
You want to let it flow a small bit, Marty. He's pulling every little thing and stopping, stop starting.
Jennifer O'Leary. Rena Buckley is available for Breach Corkery's pass. Referee signals to play on. Katrina Mackey, back for Rena Buckley. Great pressure by Kilkenny, and just perhaps crossing the line, but Kilkenny, from a defensive perspective, are playing quite well.
Yeah, they're trying to put the pressure on and put in little tackles. The Kilkenny crowd will complain about one of these little passes, but like they were on top for, like they're trying to put pressure on. Cork are running at them. It's a great battle, Marty, of wits, because Cork have the pace. Kilkenny are cute and get the little tackles in. For every ball that goes up, it's dangerous.
Orla Cotter with her own unique style of free taking.
She'll put over this, Marty. Knock it over.
And as Sarah Farrell says, she put it over the bar.
"15 minutes gone, Marty. It's really for an All-Ireland senior final. We just showed the way things are. Like people are pulling out of her. 3 points to 2 after nearly 16 minutes.
Puck out from Emma Kavanagh. Possession, look at that, 61% for Cork, and yet they find themselves trailing by a point here. Pamela Mackey. Laura Tracy there for Cork. Ball comes out for Jennifer O'Leary. Claire Phelan is available, sends it back. Jim O'Connor underneath it. Denise Gall got a touch. Good work again by Laura Tracy. Trying to lay it off as far as Pamela Mackey. Good work indeed by Anya Connery. Goes off the Cork player. Sideline ball for Kilkenny.
You can see Marty in the play like that. Back here, when we look to my right, so to our right, Kilkenny have 2 extra backs. So it means up here that if they have Cork have 2 extra back here on the left, that's the way it's going. People are following the ball. Backs are staying back. So in actual fact, the forwards have been outnumbered on both sides.
Joint managers for Kilkenny, Graham Dillon, Niall Williams there, second year in charge. Kilkenny sideline cut is a good one into the middle. This is Shelley Farrell, All-Star last year. Look where Orla Cotter is. Defence is very much on top. Ball back outside. Chance here for Anne Dalton. Knocked away. Danger, however, coming through is Aisling Dunphy. Pulling the trigger, the goalkeeper is available, and Michelle Quilty is there.
Yeah, they off a great save first, Marty. Like it came out, she got off a good save, came out and just flicked into the back of the net. Typical Kilkenny goal, just hanging around, just a little flick into the back of the net.
Opportunism for Michelle Quilty. Aoife Murray saved this particular shot, did well. Rebound was available, and Quilty was in like a flash.
Yeah, great run here by Aisling Dunphy. Good save and just a little flick. Just barely makes it.
Mullinavat star corner forward Michelle Quilty has now scored a goal and a point. There's a chance for Cork to regroup. Gemma O'Connor, who has been plagued by the pass, seems to be in a little spot of bother here, and if her departure is a reality.
It's her thumb, Marty. You can see her checking her thumb. The physio's checking her thumb. I hope it's all right, because she is in pain. Spray going on it.
If she had to leave, it would be a huge loss, because she's a pivotal figure, and she's an option not just alone for centre back, but indeed for midfield as well. It also gives Cork's Paddy Murray to talk to Aisling Thompson, regroup everybody. They've conceded a goal. The Kilkenny forwards have been looking dangerous. Remember, Aoife Murray deprived Michelle Quilty about 10 minutes ago, but this time it was the Kilkenny girl that got the better of the battles.
Yeah, but you'd have to say, to be fair, Martin, the Cork forwards up dangerous, so there isn't that much ball going up, only it's kind of spasm. But a goal is a big score in a game like this. You know, it was low. It was only 3-2 a while ago. Now it's 1-3-2. Like, it's a big score in a kind of a low scoring game.
I must compliment the Camogie Association, because you can see the jerseys all have the names of the players on the backs, which is wonderful for spectators, and indeed people like Cyril and myself doing the commentary.
Yeah.
Ball inside for Anne Dalton, laying it off. Farah's Denise goal, right in front of that's a smashing effort. The umpire is going for his flag. It's a brilliant point.
Marty, that's as good as Sienna. A great combination play, wound up with goal. She's kind of getting into her stride. She missed one earlier on, like, and you know, she'll be much happier now.
Good layoff from Anne Dalton, and Denise goal. You can follow it here from our camera angle. It is a beauty.
Cork need a score, Marty.
Goal and a point. Psychological advantage and indeed numerical advantage to Kilkenny on the scoreboard. So Cork now have to try and settle themselves and respond to what Kilkenny have produced. Jim O'Connor in the wars again. Referee feels that she was fouled, and you could see that Gemma's kind of slightly holding her hand there when she was getting up.
Yeah, but Marty, she's still a great athlete. She drove forward here. When that ball came into Gemma O'Connor, Marty, was 4 backs on their own in the Cork backs, the half back line. Kilkenny are withdrawn, so are Cork. So, like, you know, it's kind of nervous, really. Now, this is interesting, Marty. This is not Orla Cotter. This seems to be Rena Buckley.
It is indeed. Rena Buckley going to take the free. Floats one in. Yeah, and Finlay got a touch. Back outside for Orla Cotter, and Orla's effort is over the bar. It's exactly what Cork needed to give everybody on the team and their supporters a psychological boost. After conceding a goal and a point, Orla Cotter responds with a point. Tuck out from Emma Kavanagh, comes down towards Aisling Thompson. Couldn't control it. Sideline ball for Kilkenny.
You want to be careful, Marty, because in the last 2 games with the delay taking the line ball, the ref threw in the ball. I know the instructions of what, but there's no one actually going to the line ball yet. In both the junior and the intermediate games, someone down here injured.
Elaine Elward seems to require some medical attention. Another one of the Mullinavat stars. John Joe, her dad, is a selector with this Kilkenny team. 28 years of age. Good player.
Yeah, she's very experienced. Her arms around her. It might be maybe it's contact lens or something. Now we can't see from here really, but she seems to be all right.
So going to take the sideline cut is Anne Dalton, 2009 Player of the Year. Just getting a little touch there was Anya Connery. Jennifer O'Leary is there for Cork, so too is Rena Buckley. Still bobbling, and eventually goes out over the sideline. Line ball for Kilkenny. And once again it's going to be Anne Dalton.
And she's getting a chance to redeem herself. Marty didn't take the last one. We'll expect much better this time. Ball is kind of over there for the last minutes in the one spot.
Much better second time round. It's a good ball indeed. Pass inside, cut out by the Cork defence. Pamela Mackey about to be challenged by Denise Gall. Waiting patiently for it. There's the right half back.
Last Sunday, Marty, when Brian Hogan did this, was a free all the way. Maureen Buckley did was stand up. You couldn't blame her. She ran straight into her. Different interpretations, Marty.
They're certainly quite prominent these days, Cyril. Different interpretations. I've seen them all this summer. Free going to be taken by Denise Gall. Certainly has the power, but the accuracy, unfortunately, not matching it on this occasion. Ball is wide. 24 minutes gone. Kilkenny 1-4. Cork 3 points.
Things like that, Marty, when they're a little bit out of range, we're well off to pin a person with a pass or just get it in there, or even try to put it out into space, get the forward run onto it.
Good ball from Aoife Murray, direct to Orla Cotter. On for is Aisling Thompson, Anya Connery and Leanne Finlay coming in to challenge. Have to say, you have to admire the Kilkenny defence. They really are putting the shackles on this Cork forward line.
This is the duel, Marty. These are two very good players.
Frisbee has lost her hurling. Julia White has hers, but Kilkenny come away with it. Colette Dormer. Nicked away by Joanne O'Callaghan. Far as Emer O'Sullivan. Orla Cotter. Nice ball inside for Julia White. Elaine Elwards is now in hot pursuit of her. Here's Orla Cotter going for another point, but this one goes out over the end line and wide.
There's nobody played on Marty, just didn't finish off with it. I'd say the Cork manager will be looking at Aisling Thompson. She's been tackled a few times, fallen a few, just not really in the game. It's hard to get into it. It was a lovely movement, but it went wide.
Again, a good puck out from Emma Havner. Good hands in the middle of the field by Claire Phelan. Michelle Quilty is there, so too is Laura Tracy. Anna Geary clears her line, but referee has blown his whistle for a free for Cork. Defences dominating so far. It's a very tight match indeed, and nothing between the two teams except that Michelle Quilty goal.
That's right, Marty. They're nearly afraid to make a mistake. As we look down on the Kilkenny backs, they're all marking 1-1, but they've actually an extra one midfield and now doing the half back line. Do you know what I mean? They've pulled back, and Cork are the same. So both sets of forwards are being outnumbered really. So nearly you have to play a possession game at this stage, not just point it into the Cork backs or the Kilkenny backs. You have to kind of place it to players. I see the Kilkenny management are out and they're probably trying to tell them this to carry and just to have to pick a player. There's no point hitting with this 4 Cork and 2 Kilkenny, but they are in front and they're dictating the game. Very low scoring, like, but a goal will put Cork right back into it.
Aoife Murray with the free. Breaking ball. And Dalton getting a touch on far as Denise Gall. Makes a little bit of space for herself. Ball dropping in. Jim O'Connor bats it forward. Coming through the middle is Aisling Dunphy. Ball in towards Aoife Murray. She controls it well. Under pressure from the 2 Kilkenny corner forwards, Shelley Farrell and Michelle Quilty. And the referee has blown his whistle, but again, Aoife Murray equal to the challenge.
Yeah, she was under pressure there, Marty, but she's very sure on the ball. But the Kilkenny forwards will be given up because they will feel they didn't foul her. They're just putting pressure on her. Free out, you can't touch it, but she had it cleared anyway. But she's a very good keeper and very solid and playing at the top of her form.
Two minutes of additional time going to be added on at least this first half. Ball sent down towards Katie Power. Here comes Michelle Quilty again. Jennifer Emer O'Sullivan is there. coming away with it, taking too many steps. There's Emer O'Sullivan.
I was just going to say, Marty, when she got it, she had the pace to get out, but she actually took a lot of steps there. She's in hard luck there because she's able to get out every time. Her being held.
Bit harsh.
It's harsh when you see the replay, but to be fair to ref, he doesn't see that. She was travelling.
Denise Gall going for her third point of the match. And her second from a free. So Kilkenny stretch their lead now to 5 points, 1-5 to 3. Oh, great hands again by Denise Gall. Lays it back. Good work here by Ann Dalton. Tried to hop it up so skillfully the first time, just didn't quite work. Emer O'Sullivan is getting on an amount of ball.
See that now, Marty, it's 3-on-1 in there. See, all the defence are at the top because they've extra players. There's no forwards pushing up. Everyone's kind of be playing cautious. Maybe a break will come.
This is Elaine Aylward. Powerful left half back. Surging forward, heading towards the Cork 45. Takes a shot, another testing ball for the keeper. Aoife Murray is there, hooked on this occasion. Still the goalkeeper comes out, has to try and get a short pass. She loses possession. Shelley Farrell is there. Back out first, Katie Power. Bit of a lunging challenge, no foul given. Here is Elaine Aylward, who sent the ball in initially, and the referee now has given a free to Kilkenny.
Yeah, Marty, she was caught that time. She was nearly caught the time before. Now she's playing well, but like, you know, when you kind of hold, it's well hooked here by Katie Power, and then the tackle comes in, and this time she doesn't get the free, kind of blocked down. Bit of a pushing around here, could have gone either way. Katie Power takes a right dive here. I think she's kind of halfway for a free there. Comes out here, tackle here, held up and a free in. It should be another score for Kilkenny. There's someone injured inside, Marty.
That's Aoife Murray. Seems to be a little bit winded. She's been quite busy in this opening half. She's made one or two really good saves, one spectacular one. She might be a little bit disappointed with the goal. She was desperately unlucky, but Michelle Quilty was opportunist. She was in the right position, as she should be, for the goal. This was the challenge here on Katie Power.
Yeah, that wasn't actually free now, Marty, to be fair. But you'd have to say as well, Marty, that Aoife Murray is way busier than Emma Kavanagh. Just tell you that Kilkenny have a lot of pressure on her, you know what I mean? She's making great saves, whereas Emma Kavanagh hasn't had that much to do, really.
So, Cyril, what would you do if you were in the Cork camp, if you were Murray? Because Kilkenny defensively seem to have outmanoeuvred them in this first half.
Yeah, but see, Marty, we look down here now. There's 3-on-3, that's all. There's 2 Kilkenny backs on their own. There's 5-on-3, if you know what I mean. So, I know they have extra up here. I try to attack a bit more. You'd have to, because, like, you know, you're 5 points down. If this goes over your 6 and it's running into half time, then have to go after the game. It's okay playing defensive, but you have to go after it as well.
Denise Gall with the free and the point, her fourth. Increases Kilkenny's lead to 6 points, and as Cyril was saying, change of game plan surely for Cork at this stage, and certainly for the second half. Now they will have wind advantage in the second period, but they will have to go chase the game at this stage. It's been a long time since Cork scored, over 10 minutes. Perhaps Breach Corkery can get a vital score on the 20, make it a 13, hand pass it all, Jackie Frisbee, magical interception. Great run by Breach Corkery, but wonderful work by the Kilkenny cornerback, Jackie Frisbee. Here's the captain, Leanne Finnerly, driving it down the middle. Elaine O'Sullivan is there once more on an amount of ball in this opening half. And away she goes again. Sends it long, very long, to the centre-half forwards, Angela Walsh, to gather, but it's there for Emma Kavanagh. Her effort is blocked. Comes again to Jackie Frisbee and clears her line. Emer O'Sullivan, yet again, dominant. Going for the point, surely. And you know what? She deserves her with the way she's performing at right half back.
That's a great score. But again, Marty, there's no one. Kilkenny pulled everyone back. That's a great score by Emer O'Sullivan. She has great pace and she's great going forward. Like, there's no one actually on her. Like, all the Kilkenny people are down the field. So, you know, both are playing at the same time. Time was nearly up, but it keeps hanging in. Oh, great save. This Frisbee is playing fantastic stuff. She's great at covering, and like she reminds her of the Kilkenny senior hurler quarterbacks. She knows how to play in there, which is a kind of a skill in itself. Julia White has been her way out the field 50 or 60 yards, but she still had to get back in because she knows that she gets caught outside, be caught for pace. Again, Cork have pulled everyone out the field, and they have just left Angela Welch inside and the edge of the square on Katie MacDonald. There's no one between 50 or 60 yards, only one player from the Kilkenny goal.
As you saw, John Dolan had a brief conversation with his umpires, James McMahon and John Jenkins there, and no any warnings given. So at the end of this first half, it's Kilkenny that are the dominant side, thanks to a goal by Michelle Quilty after 17 minutes, after Aoife Murray, who's been performing well, but perhaps needs to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than normal. They've been level once, but more importantly, at half-time, Cork will face the Breeze in the second half. Half-time, Kilkenny 1-6, Cork 4 points. Match analysis, do stay with us right after the break.
Ireland's fittest family is back.
That's it, come on!
No, I can't! For a brand new series.
I think the biggest character you can have as a sports person is never to give up.
Ireland's Fittest Family. Next Sunday at 6:30 on RTE1 and RTE1 HD.
This number is incredible, because with it you can switch to Aircom's lowest price bundles ever with outstanding super fast fibre broadband and home phone for only €24 a month. Or for the same fantastic price, you could add TV or, if you prefer, mobile. Unbelievably, you can even choose to get all four, still for only €24. Only Aircom can bring you a TV bundle for €24, a mobile bundle for €24, or the total bundle for €24 a month for the first 6 months. To choose your bundle, just call 1800 303 433.
Get more than you expect. New with Tesco Mobile Bill Pay. Get all your calls, texts and data for just €25 per month. Visit tescomobile.ie to find out more.
Don't let shopping interrupt your me time. Save time and money with Eurocrunch offers at your local Spar.
Looking for an electrician to do work in your home? Make sure you choose a registered electrical contractor. It's the law. Registration under Safe Electric means that the contractor is registered, insured, and they must give you a certificate to show the work is of an approved standard. For full details and to find a registered electrical contractor, visit safeelectric.ie.
We have reached half-time in this year's All-Ireland Senior Camogie Final at Croke Park, and it is Kilkenny leading Cork by 1-6 to 4 points. Here with me in studio, Therese O'Callaghan and Lorraine Ryan. Lorraine, there's been no doubt about it. That has been Kilkenny's half, and you'd have to say at this stage, Cork need to get something going, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Both teams are playing quite defensively, but Kilkenny are definitely getting more out of it. It seems like they're putting up almost a blanket defence, and Cork seems to be just hitting the ball right into Kilkenny and is coming back out just as quick. They're going to have to look at their game plan at half-time, and they're going to have to actually at this stage attack the game from the second half. They're 5 points down now, it's all or nothing, and I really think they need to go running at them, attacking the game. Yeah,
but you were saying to me that when you played Cork, was it last year or this year, that they sat back quite a bit and then came out and took the game to you?
Yeah, they do usually start up quite defensively and change their game plan at half time. So you will be thinking they definitely won't come out and set up the same again. And at this stage, they definitely can't. They need to attack the game. They need to run at the backs and draw the defenders and lay off the pass and work some scores.
Yeah, well, it's okay to set up defensively if you are getting the scores and you're kind of you're building up something then.
Yes.
And then you can attack after that. But as Lorraine has said there, they're not at the moment. This plan is not working for them, and I think they should go back to just 15 on 15.
Yeah.
There's some great Cork forwards
Usually
there.
I find, though, as the game goes on in the second half, the things do loosen up a small bit.
Yeah, it's possibly maybe starting out with, but I think Cork just haven't got a handle on this match at all. I mean, they'd only one raid there in the last quarter from Breach Cork, which was excellently taken out by Jackie Frisbee, and then the only point they got there near the end came from their wing back, Emer O'Sullivan, a long range point. I mean, Cork have superb forwards. Get the ball onto them and let them win their battles.
It's the Kilkenny forwards that have been doing the damage, and they've got the goal as well.
They've got the goal, and they deserved that because they started out and they had most of the possession, and we can see where the play came from here. I mean, it was a ball that was hit inside, and Aisling Dunphy, actually the centre forward here, we can see her on the ball. Now, she hit a low bouncing ball, which is difficult for any goalkeeper and defender, but just Michelle Quilty, she just nicked it really out of Aoife Murray's hand. And Kilkenny had been threatening to get that goal, and all of a sudden they had a 3 or 4 point gap. But I'd have to say as well, Michael, only for Aoife Murray, there'll be 2 or 3 more goals gone in there. She's been very solid in that opening 30 minutes.
There would, Lorraine, because Kate Power had a chance before that goal for Kilkenny. I think Kate would probably think herself she really should have put this away, although Aoife did make a good save out of it.
Yeah, like Trey said, Kilkenny were definitely threatening the goal chances. You can see it here, the ball being brought in here, and it actually goes to Kate Power. She wins it ahead of Annie Geary there. Great catch, and she brings lays it off there to Michelle Quilty, comes onto there in a couple of minutes. You see it there. But they were very unlucky not to come away with that one as well. Maybe if she hand passed it there over the goalie, she would have come out with the goal. But like that, they'd been threatening it, and they did get the goal shortly after.
The goal did come shortly afterwards. From their point of view, Therese, Cork have been driving a lot of ball in, but to no great effect. Now, as Lorraine said, both teams are playing defensively, there's no doubt about that, but Cork are not getting too much out of it at all.
They're not. I mean, Kilkenny are picking up all the breaks. They're dropping back. And we mentioned it beforehand, the likes of Anne Dalton and those players like Leanne Finlay, they'll roam around all day long. And it's actually Elaine Aylward here, the wing back. And look at the run, down the field. And actually they won a free out of that and got a score. And here again we can see like Jackie Frisbee, they're so dogged like, and they're not giving anything at all to Cork. And I just feel that Cork are better than what they have up in a half, but we need to see them produce it.
We do. In this one, actually, Lorraine, this was a good move by Cork. Maybe she was just a little bit unlucky. The final pass just didn't quite make it.
Yeah, it's definitely what Cork need to start doing. Breach Cork ran at the Kilkenny defence, but like that again, Jackie Frisbee came out with it. But I think the difference is both are setting up very defensively, but Kilkenny are attacking as well. When they do get the ball, they do run at the Cork defence, and that's the difference, whereas Cork are just hitting it into a blanket defence for Kilkenny.
Kilkenny have 5 wides as to one from Cork as well, which shows that they have that bit more possession.
Yeah, there's no question about that. All right, we will be back with the second half of Cork versus Kilkenny after this break.
But is it going to take up to a year before some of those people are able to drink the water from their taps?
It sounds a bit like you only have to pay the bookie if the horse comes in. I don't think anybody can recall a European summit with such slobbering.
They should cool their jets because it mightn't happen.
I've learned a lot about life and love from overhearing some of the exchanges on that.
Today with Sean O'Rourke. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on RTE Radio 1.
Switch to Caller today. Get 1,000 litres of gas for your home and our 12-month price freeze promise. Call us now or visit calorgas.ie/switch. And if you switch before the end of September 2014, Caller will give you an additional €250 credit on your account.
Caller. Now you can.
When you join Sky, you'll get great TV, plus extras you won't find anywhere else, including a free Sky Plus box. exclusive Sky Atlantic for the best UK and US drama, Ireland's biggest catch-up TV service, plus Sky Go for entertainment wherever you want. All for only €28 a month. And that's no short-term offer, but ongoing value. So get a free Sky Plus box, exclusive Sky Atlantic, catch-up TV and Sky Go, all for €28 a month. Call 0818 71 6000. That's 0818 71 6000. Sky. Believe in better.
There are many great reasons to refuel at the Barack Obama Plaza. Supermax, Papa John's Pizza, Super Subs, Tim Hortons, Deli and Fresh Carvery, Spar and Topaz. Obama Plaza, Junction 23, M7, Moneygall.
These days, we control nearly everything. How loud, how quiet, how hot, how cold. It's easy. So why not control the price of your health insurance? Leia Healthcare's Create Your Scheme lets you do just that. And now we're reducing prices by up to 30% for adults and kids, meaning Create Your Scheme has never been better. Affordability and flexibility at your fingertips. Call 1890 700 890 or visit leiahealthcare.ie. Leia Healthcare, looking after you always.
En garde! Lingering food can be annoying. Chew new Extra Ice Citrus to help keep teeth clean and healthy. Eat, drink, chew. Extra.
Here on the Sunday game today, it's All-Ireland Camogie final day. We are at half-time, of course, in the senior final, and the score is Kilkenny 1 goal and 6 points to Cork's 4 points. Cork do have a bit of work to do. Gemma O'Connor maybe has a little bit of work to do at half-time because she seemed to have gotten a bad finger injury in that first half, Lorraine.
Yeah.
We saw her twice sort of go down with that injury, and we have to see how she is the second half. You know what that feels like.
Yeah, she definitely, you could see it when she went down the first time. She was down for a few minutes and she went for a couple of balls after that, and the ball was actually falling out of her hand, and I think she won a free there as well towards the end of the first half, and she was just grabbing onto her hand in pain. So it's definitely something that will have to be looked at, I think, at half time for her.
Gemma's a tough bit of stuff. She won't want to go off. You were telling me that you got a painkilling injection into a finger injury once, which was a bad idea because you then couldn't feel the ball.
Well, it's not ideal if she has an injury in her hand. It's obviously not ideal in All-Ireland final
Even
day.
just gripping the hurley, would that be a problem?
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be trouble for her. It's going to be difficult, and you can see that she's in pain out there, especially Jim O'Connor being known for her catching abilities, and the ball is falling out of her hand, and I would feel very sorry for her if that's the case.
It's something obviously that the Kilkenny team will have spotted. Do you think they would target her then?
Well, the Kilkenny team seem to be very focused on their own game at this stage. They're the ones on top. If it's the other way around, maybe I would say that. They're focusing on themselves at the moment, and they're doing quite well.
Therese, you have a good insight, obviously, into Cork Camogie. In terms of if they need to bring on subs, and I suppose both teams will need to bring on subs, who are we looking at there that might shake things up?
Well, if Gemma is injured, she's not. She'd be a huge loss to Cork. But Sarah Hayes, Sarah has been around a while and has a load of experience. You know, she left the scene for a while, but she's back again. So she certainly would be a player that they could bring in. They could also kind of rejig the pack. Amy O'Connor is a an under-19 soccer player, so she's great speed. So they could work it that way. You know, they could drop back a player. So they have options there to bring in.
And you would feel that they could do with a little bit of pace.
Well, I feel, Michael, that they could do with changing their plan first.
Right, yes.
I think the 15 on the field haven't had an opportunity to express themselves sufficiently yet. I'd like to see a more open game. And, you know, Cork have been winning matches all year by running at defences. They've been good at it. And I'd like to see that adopted now for the start of the second half.
Let me wind you back to 12 months ago, Lorraine, in that dressing room with Galway at half-time, a match, of course, that you went on to win. How much of an opportunity do you have to really start working out game plans? Because it's a relatively short amount of time.
Well, exactly. I think in Cork's point of view now, they really just have to go at it. They have to throw off the shackles, and the game will be over before they realise what's going on. And like Trey said, they're not playing, they're not expressing themselves, and it'll be an awful disappointment for them losing All Ireland if that was the case, having not expressed themselves properly and played the way they've been playing all year. So I think they have to maybe leave the game plan aside and just go at it 15 on 15 and take their scores.
OK, isn't that the truth? All right, time to hand you back to the commentary box then to rejoin Marty Morrissey and Cyril Farrell.
Thank you very much, Michael. Welcome back here to Croke Park. No changes that we can see immediately. The referee from Clarecastle and County Clare, about to throw in the ball, and away we go for second half. Kilkenny's 13th or Cork's 25th All-Ireland title. We'll know in about, less than 35 minutes. Away comes Anne Dalton, gets her first free. The Cork players are protesting. I'm not too sure why the free was given, but he blew his whistle immediately. And that's going to be a free for Denise Gall.
Yeah, Marty, he's very strict, and the game isn't flowing at all. He's blowing very, very often, and they're all starting to question now because they can always put him for everything.
Confirmation of no changes needed team as the ball drops in. Good hands, laid off quickly. Chance for Kilkenny to really score, and it's over the bar.
Yeah,
great start for Shelley Farrell.
Great catch by Katie Power again, a little flick back to Farrell and over the bar. Good start to second half. She's very strong in the air, Katie Power.
The full forward line have now scored a goal and 3 points out of that total of 1-7. So the high dropping ball, Katie Power is winning at full forward. The layoff to Shelley Farrell, and indeed the opportunism of Michelle Quilty, all paying dividends for Kilkenny. Here's Elaine Aylward, sending it towards that corner. Joanna Callaghan gives it back for Jim O'Connor. Cork under pressure, as you can see, between Shelley Farrell and Aisling Dunphy. Ball into the middle. Nice little jink left and right. Away comes Colette Dormer. Pass was just a little bit too strong. Kilkenny retained possession. Good work here by Anya Connery. Bursting forward is Emer O'Sullivan. Her point before half-time should have been a psychological boost for Cork. Great hands by Julia White, getting there ahead of Frisbee. Good ball inside. There's a chance here for Cork to get a score, and that is over the bar. Good response by Cork. Good play by Katrina Mackey, her first in this All-Ireland final.
Yeah, Marty, they showed a lot of pace again. They have pace to get the ball up, and they're playing. Cork are starting to pull over. They're playing more orthodox this time. At least they're pushing the forwards up, and that's the only chance they have of kind of winning the game. It's to grab Kilkenny. They can't afford to lay back the whole time. Great score.
Puck out from Emma Kavanagh. Going back to gather is Aisling Thompson. Ball into the middle is a good one. Gathered here by Breach Corkery. They want leadership, and then players like Breach Corkery, Rena Buckley and Angela Walsh are the players that you'll be looking to. Looks like Anne Dalton is going to be booked for that challenge on Orla Cotter, and a yellow card for the Kilkenny midfielder.
Yeah, and it gives Orla Cotter a chance of scoring here, Marty. They're down 5 points, or should be down 4 after this. She's well within her range.
She's already scored twice in this All-Ireland final, once from a free. She has her own unique style of free taking. It's looking good from here. It's bang on target.
Unique or not, Marty, it's working. That's what it's all about. So they'll be back to 4, right back in the game. Next score is important now.
2 quick points by Cork brings them very much back into contention, as you say, Cyril. Puck out from Emma Kavanagh, goes for Elaine Aylward. No question that Emer O'Sullivan was fouled. Free for Cork.
Yeah, she's very effective, Emer O'Sullivan. She has great pace. When she gets on the ball, she has to fly up the field. She's very effective and is getting on top on that wing.
She felt the pain, obviously, with that challenge from Shelley Farrell. Claudie Murray resisted the temptation of making any changes at half-time, and perhaps he will adopt what you said, Cyril, indeed what the girl said at half-time in our studio, that a change of plan is what Cork need, and they have a strong breeze to their backs, so it would appear, from up here at least, judging by the flags of the Hill 16 end, they're favouring Cork in this second half. Aoife Murray, Cork goalkeeper, goes for distance, comes far as Orla Cotter, surrounded by 3-4 Kilkenny players. Ball is slipped through for as Julia White. Waiting patiently is Katrina Mackey. Look at the Kilkenny defenders. So many of them there, including Claire Phelan. Her efforts to clear is stopped. This is Katrina Mackey. Scored a point at the start of the second half. Nice stick work. Nice control. And that ball is just a little bit short. Emma Kavanagh. Everything was right about the approach work. Denise Gall is here. With her is Rena Buckley. She's keeping it down that wing. Battling hard is Shelley Farrell. With her is Joanne O'Callaghan. Still Shelley gets her shot in. Katie Power is hovering, but there is Anna Geary, hooked once. Kilkenny there outnumbering Cork. In your screen, here's Anna Geary. Just stepped out perhaps over the ball. Linesman didn't flinch, didn't blink an eye. That ball, however, unequivocally is out over the sideline. And that is a line ball for Kilkenny.
Undoubtedly, Martin, second half, Cork have upped the tempo. They're trying to go at Kilkenny and drive at them. That's the only chance they have. They're kind of tearing into it, pushing forward. And, here's a lovely little flick. It just goes short, and here cuts around and, has a little flick up there. Katrina Mackey just goes short. Cleared up the pitch again. But there's more life to the game. So that's gone a lot faster. It's up a notch or two, Martin, since half time.
Elaine Elward with the sideline cut. Here's Shelley Farrell. Gemma O'Connor unmarked inside her own 45-metre line. Great hands, Angela Walsh. We haven't seen much of her in this game so far, but that's a vital catch. Pass outside towards Julia White, beaten on this occasion by Julia Frisbee. Little jink to the left, out over the sideline. Linesman hasn't indicated anything yet, but I would suggest that is a Kilkenny ball.
Yeah, just blocked down by Julia White. There's a great tussle there, between Frisbee and White. It's like the hound and the hare, the both of them are twisting and turning. They're two very good hurlers, and it's anyone's game out there, Marty.
Taking the sideline cut is Elaine Aylward. Cutting it into the middle, at least that was the plan, but it seemed to go off her hurl, and that's another sideline ball for Cork.
You can see on the sideline now, Marty, as well, the Kilkenny Minches are becoming a bit agitated. Their team is kind of lying flat at the moment. They need someone to show a bit of sparkle, because Cork are taking the game to them. Another score from Cork, they're right back into it.
Orla Cotter gives it short, whereas Rena Buckley has the composure to look around. Good diagonal ball. Katrina Mackey is here and willing to take on Mairead Power. Nice control. Flick back. Farrell's Jennifer O'Leary trying to make an angle. O'Leary hits the ball straight between the posts and over the bar. Good score, Jennifer O'Leary.
It's a great score, Martin. Great work by Mackey. They're right back in the game. They're shoving up now on the Kilkenny, on the Kilkenny backs. It's 1-1, and all of a sudden, the whole tempo is changing. It's Cork's turn out to get. They're on top, and if they can push on from here, they're just 3 down, right back into it.
It's O'Leary's first point in this All-Ireland final. Good hands by Aisling Thompson, having a far better second half. Just about kept in, not quite. Angela Walsh didn't reach it. Sideline ball for Kilkenny.
At this stage, Martin, Kilkenny need a score, because they're not even getting the ball down, and Cork are slowly but surely getting on top.
Claire Phelan going to take this. Second season on the team. She's played well. There's her club camogie with Lisdowney. This is Aisling Thompson. Crossfield ball is a good one. Good hands. Julia White beating Jackie Frisbee. It's that battle that we've been intrigued about all afternoon. Back outside, Paris Beach, Corkery. Is it high? Is it between the posts? It is.
Game on, Marty. Now they're at Walton. There's a great trusses all over the place. Cork half back line midfield. They're starting to get on top. Rena Buckley, Aisling Thompson, the half back line, O'Sullivan, O'Connor and Mackey are now coming into it, and they're forcing the ball back on top of Kilkenny. Kilkenny need to win a puck out and get it into their forwards.
Look at Breach Corkery. Sheer heart and determination, and here comes Anne Dalton. Kilkenny, as Cyril says, needs a score. Ball is breaking. Paris Michelle Quilty scored a goal in the semi-final, scored a goal in the final. Quick hands, layoff. Look at the Cork backs now. They're playing far greater hunger and passion. Ball is laid off. Over for Aisling Thompson. Coming over to gather it cleanly. under no great threat as she delivers that ball down towards Angela Walsh. Hand passing it inside. It is Jennifer O'Leary. Failed to score in the first half. Got a point in the second. Jennifer O'Leary! Fantastic! What a goal! Now you see why she won an All-Star in 2011, 2012 and 2013.
This is answered it now. Kilkenny, they're asking the question. Kilkenny now. Kilkenny player gone down here, Martin. There's the full back or not. That's a great score. A lot to do with lovely little pass inside, which half forwards continued on, stuck it in the back of the net. Now there's a real game on our hands now, Martin. Cork have gone into 1 point of a lead, but they've changed completely since half time and pushed up the pitch and starting to attack. There's a big question mark of Kilkenny now. They're getting a little break because I think it's the full back that's gone down, Kate McDonald. Not too sure. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
A wonderful goal by Jennifer O'Leary, I have to say, as we look at Kate McDonald from Thomastown. But it has brought life to the crowd here at Croke Park, and the game plan has changed. Scoreless Jennifer O'Leary in the opening half an hour, and a point, and now a fantastic goal has brought her side, her county, very much into contention. Look at the statistics we have for you there. It's over 10 minutes now since Kilkenny scored. Cork rampant. Cork playing with far more vigour and fire. Julia White is leading the surge. Jackie Frisbee under a little bit of pressure, trying to chip it up. 3 Cork players there around her, Orla Cotter and Breach Corkwick, and the referee rightly is going to give a throw ball here. Leanne Fennelly does a quick running repair on the left boot, and once that is done and dusted, the ball will be thrown in. Angela Walsh goes shoulder to shoulder with Anne Dalton. The referee gets out of the way. Anne Dalton. Good block down. Paige Corcoran. Hand passed inside as far as Rena Buckley. Good defending by Colette Dormer. Sideline ball is, well, it's hard to know which the linesman is indicating. I think he's going to give a throw ball.
I think it's Cork, Martin.
Is it Cork?
Yeah.
Now it's Cork, yes. But Cork playing with far more passion. They've abandoned the defensive strategy and they've gone here for the match. For the simple reason is they had to. Orla Cotter going to take the sideline cut. Gives it back for his Breach Corcoran.
This one has an engine, Marty.
Great player. She has a great engine. And here comes Cork. Dropping it in. Is it over the bar? It is!
That's a great score. They're ramping at the moment. That's Orla Cotter.
Breach Corcoran set it up. Orla Cotter supplied the finish. And Cork are now leading by 2 points.
William Welch will coming on for Kilkenny, Marty. They have to, because they're gone completely out of the game.
Miriam Walsh is on from Tullaroan. The player that's going off is Anya Connery. Kilkenny managers Graham Dillon and Neil Williams wondering what they can do. Cork have already scored a goal and 5 points to Kilkenny's 1 in this second half.
Yeah, they need to draw inspiration from somewhere like Cork. Are getting the grips, they're getting the frees now as well, and they just need someone to get a grip in the game and even to get the ball into the full forward line. They're still very dangerous in there. Kate Power is dangerous, and so is Quilty and Farrell. Nothing happening at all. Denise Gall kind of go the game. All the play marties down in front of us here, and Cork are getting completely on top.
The free to be taken by Gemma O'Connor. Dropping in. Jennifer O'Leary is there. Orla Cotter is there. Kilkenny defensive formation, just a little bit of pressure. The ball is still not dealt with. Still, look where Anne Dalton is, helping out her own full back line. Gives you an idea of the pressure that Kilkenny are under. Good hands here by Aisling Dunphy. Goes long. Plenty of Cork defenders up there, including Jim O'Connor. Knocked away by Anna Geary. O'Connor sprays it over towards the Hogan stand side. Jackie Frisbee, never giving up. Full of spirit and life. Laying it out first, her captain Leanne Fennelly. In turn, gives it first Denise Gall. Kilkenny go in search of scores, and they need them now. Coming across is Laura Tracy. Ball is left behind. It's Katie Power giving it into the middle. Coming forward is Aisling Dunphy, trying to control the slipper. Ball is loose and available. First pull is from Jim O'Connor. Coming away with it again is Laura Tracy. Lays it off quickly. Good play by Cork. Ends up in midfield with Rena Buckley. Buckley surviving the challenge but taking too many steps. Rena Buckley is pleading with the referee. Surely that should be the other way, is more or less what she's saying, but the referee has indicated that it is a Kilkenny free.
Be nice to see the free again, Marty, because like she has the ball and her hand has been held. Good God Almighty, it's a terrible call because like she was on the ball, she was being fouled. It's no wonder Rena Buckley is given out to the referee.
Sometimes we wonder, don't we, Cyril?
There's no logic sometimes, Marty.
As the free is taken and put over the bar by Denise Gore.
They needed that. They needed a score for someone. They got one. They're fighting for their lives now.
From a Cork perspective, a soft free.
Yeah, Kilkenny they want to start winning a few puck outs, Marty, and driving the body, and they've lost most of them in the last 10 minutes.
Puck out from Aoife Murray. Colette Dormer. Good play. Over first Denise Gore. Goes long again. Anna Geary and Katie Power having a great battle. 1 minute you think Power has it, next Geary has it, and it goes back again to Geary. This time it's Jim O'Connor. Pass is not a great one. Advantage. Elaine Aylward. Quick hands. Denise Gore going for the point at the Hill 16 end. Ball is wide. It's Kilkenny's 5th wide of the game.
At the moment, Martin, Emer Sullivan's on Denise Gore. She's lying back into the half-back line. Denise Gore's gone up more as kind of midfield. She's getting loose play now. If it comes up, Emer will get it on her own. But like the Cork Rangers are to push up a little more and mark her because she's capable of scoring from the outside.
Puck out from Aoife Murray. Gathered by Claire Phelan. Sent in. Speed and accuracy from Aisling Dunphy. It's a chance for Katie Power, and that is swinging to the right and wide.
Tough jewel in there, Marty. Katie Power is kind of getting on top, but Anna Geary sticking to her task, and she's poking and blocking and little shove here and there. So, you know, she's keeping her score, she's keeping her score down anyway. So there's still a point up.
It's an interesting tussle. I know we've been highlighting it between Jackie Frisbee, cornerback for Kilkenny, and Julia White. But equally interesting is Katie Power's battle with Anna Geary, and it's Kilkenny enjoying a period of dominance after a poor start to the second half. Miriam Walsh lays it off. Quick ball inside. Cork under a little bit of pressure. And again, it's Emer O'Sullivan. Uses a short grip. Down far is Julia White. Getting away from Jackie Frisbee. Away goes Julia White from Douglas. South side. Cork City. It's wide.
Just wide. Great tussle. She has great pace. She did tough for the to swivel around Frisbee. Went left her for dead. First time she did it for dead and got a great shot in, but just went wide. Lucky escape for Kilkenny. They'll breathe a sigh of relief. It's in the melting pot, that, Marty.
It certainly is. Just 1 point between the teams. They've only been level once, by the way, in this All-Ireland final. But you sense Kilkenny are beginning to find their momentum and rhythm as the second half progresses after a blistering start by Cork. Jim O'Connor. Good ball. Breeds Corkery. Chance here for Katrina Mackey. Good save. Jennifer O'Leary on her own. Where's the Kilkenny defence? Jackie Frisbee. O'Leary back again for Julia White. Back there too is Mairead Power, and Kilkenny have recovered. But this was a great opportunity for Cork. Consolation prize, not even given.
That's a big let off, Marty. That could have been the back of net. A great save. Diana Kavanagh, got right through again. Lovely little hand pass across the Corky. Has a look up, bang, across the Mackey. A good save. Lucky enough here, just didn't break right for Jennifer O'Leary. And again, Frisbee was across to block it. Now after we have a great game, great catch. Block, stop, hook, everything we have it.
Aisling Thompson, not fouled. Referee says play on. Katrina Mackey gives it inside. Farah's Angela Walsh. Player available is this player. Breeds Corkery just to the left of the post. The slipper between the posts. Class. Oozing. out of this All-Ireland final now.
It's in full flow now, Marty. Great passing again by Cork. They have the pace. Like Katrina Mackey, lovely little flick inside. And here's Cork over the bar. 2 points up again.
Kavanagh's puck out. He's all the way down for Miriam Walsh. He's gone on a lot of balls since being introduced. Michelle Quilty, well smothered up. Ball is still available. Should be a Kilkenny ball, and it is.
Yeah, very stable half-back line here, Marty O'Connor. Like Jimmy O'Connor is very solid in the middle, and both Pamela Mackey and Emer Sullivan playing very well. Like the two cornerbacks having a tough, and Anna Geary's having a great tussle inside on Katie Power. And the same up front on the side, Katrina Mackey, Julia White and Cotter. Like Cotter's way out the field, but the two girls inside, White and Mackey, have great pace. Cork is an engine, covered the whole ground. It's a fantastic game at the moment.
And Dalton giving instructions and cutting the ball in, and it's a good one. Skips by them all, but there are plenty of red jerseys there, including Gemma O'Connor. Lashes the ball down the middle, batted away. Rena Buckley is available. Hand passes it free. Coming across is Colette Dormer. Good play by the centre half back. Pulls the brakes and then changes the direction. Cork defence dominant. So many red and white jerseys. Good layoff by Aisling Thompson. Emer O'Sullivan. And once again, Breach Corcoran. 2 points in this All-Ireland final. She's gone for the return pass. Inside is Jennifer O'Leary. Breach Corcoran has gone deep inside. Still O'Leary floating one in and floating one to the left and wide.
It's very noticeable now, Martin, that when Cork start running at the Kilkenny defence, at times at the 6s and 7s, like, you know, they're coming through. Breach Corkery, Jennifer O'Leary, Angela Welch, they're all thundering through. And like Katrina Mack and Julie White inside, like, they're creating space and they're creating scoring chances, but they're not fully taking them. But they are on top.
Puck out is down towards Elaine Aylward. This is Rena Buckley coming through the middle. Aylward in hot pursuit. Swift ball inside for Orla Cotter. Hand pass movement all the way for Julia White. Jackie Frisbee's there. Still Julia White lays off into the centre towards Angela Walsh. What's she gonna do? And a Kavanagh saves. Brilliant save by the keeper. Should be out for 45. Well, Cork were really splitting open the Kilkenny defence, but Emma Kavanagh from Rory Nistig equal to the task.
Yeah, Marty, it's great stuff here at the moment. Cork are threatening to go like this goal would have killed the game. Just a little flick here, half locked down. Again, it's a great save, and you know, like, it's still anyone's game, but Cork are well on top at the moment. Good save.
Just to tell you as well that Kilkenny have introduced Aoife Neary, who plays corner forward instead of Shelley Farrell. We'll see Aoife, I'm sure, in a moment. This free, 45 metres out, taken by Orla Cotter, is straight over the bar.
3 times up, Martin. They're kind of shoving on at the moment. Kilkenny will have to do something.
There's Aoife Neary, played corner forward in last year's All-Ireland final. On for Shelley Farrell as Kilkenny try to engineer more scores and brighten Kilkenny attack. Pulled on by Elaine Aylward. Sideline ball for Cork. 3 points between the teams. Graham Dillon, himself and Niall Williams guided DCU to the Person Cup in 2012. Discuss changes, tactics. Can they do anything?
Well, Marty, you'd have to say in the second half, like the Kilkenny goalie Emma Kavanagh is really under pressure. Like Cork have all the goal chances in the second half of taking one, but they are getting them. You know, they're getting the chances, creating them.
I see Edwina Keane there. She's wearing number 17. Is going to be introduced, and it would appear as if Leanne Finlay, the captain, is the player that's going to make way. We'll have more about that in a moment. Meanwhile, Cork leave it behind them a little bit. Breach Corkery is the number 12. Leanne Finlay lays it back for his Colette Dormer. Down towards Michelle Quilty. Battling hard is Joanna Callahan. Coming through is Denise Goal. Still Kilkenny pursue. Chase. Dangerous ball. Batted away by Aoife Murray. Gemma O'Connor is there and relieves the pressure. Anywhere will do. Down towards Julia White. Lovely stick work by Julia White. Effort was half blocked. The diagonal pass over towards Angela Walsh. Skipping away from the challenge provided by Claire Phelan. Walsh inside. could well come back to bat it away instead. Claire Phelan goes long, very long, as Kilkenny needs scores. 5.5 minutes left. The referee blows his whistle and he's given a free. He wants to give time. There's a Cork player down injured, and he will stop the clock as the Cork player will get some medical attention.
Kilkenny player down towards it, pulled the muscles and she's back on the field now. She kind of pulled up the last time from going out the far side. They played fast and furious, Martin, to give a break to all the players. Interested to see what happened here. Fair tackle, nothing wrong with that.
Trina Mackey clearly is the player that got injured.
She's a good player, Marty, very, very skillful and very, very fast. But herself and Julie White are really taking on the backs of what happened. There's great jewels in there, like there's touch and go, but they are on top at the moment.
Twin sister of left half back Pamela Mackey. All-Ireland colleges with Christ the King and Turner's Cross. As Edwina Keane, all-star Camogie player, is on the side in an effort to try and strengthen this Kilkenny team. Changes being made. Throw ball. Aoife Neary battling. She's wearing 18, remember? Ball comes far as Rena Buckley. Free for Cork.
It's funny what happens, Martin. The flow starts going to the freeze, everything comfy, and Gemma O'Connor is nice and steady. She might even try to place this ball out to run the corner forwards because they are very, very fast.
Kilkenny have only managed 2 points in this second half. Cork 1 goal and 7 points in this second half. Ball comes down towards Katrina Mackey. Julia White is there as well. It's a bit of a mad scramble. Jackie Frisbee is there. She can't control it. Still Frisbee. Ball is available. Julia White is there with the white boots. Number 13, this is White. Flicks it back for Jennifer O'Leary. Was kind of falling backwards as she was about to strike the ball. Here's Kate MacDonald. MacDonald relieves the pressure. Anywhere will do. Here's Katie Power, who has to come all the way from full forward to a left half back position as Cork keep the pressure on. Breach Corcoran under pressure. 3 against 2 here. 2 is for Kilkenny, and Dalton is fouled by Rena Buckley. Free for Kilkenny. The clock ticks towards the 58th minute. 3 points between the teams.
Ball brought forward there, Marty, for a bit of late tackling. This is going around the house.
Could we have a draw at the All-Ireland Camogie final like we had in the hurling? Leanne waits for Rotherham. Dalton drops it in. Knocked away on this occasion by Elaine Aylward. There's Emer O'Sullivan. Still the ball is in play. Elaine Aylward steps by the challenge of Julia White. Still Aylward looking for the pass. Gathering it is Colette Dormer. Shrugs off the first challenge. Effort is blocked, half blocked, but it's still over the bar. 2 points between the teams. 2 minutes left.
2 points, Martin, 2 minutes, probably into time. Cork are still in the drive, so Kilkenny are trying to force their way up, throwing caution to brought on a few subs and still in the game, but like the subs coming on left, right and centre. Referees going over to the linesman to check how much time is left, or maybe to be told how much injury time is left, but the clock is still ticking. It's vital for Kilkenny to have any chance to win this puck out. Can't they head up the field again, because every time Cork go up now they're very dangerous.
Puck out from Aoife Murray. Breaking ball. Aisling Thompson. At least 2 minutes left, or added on I should say, in this All-Ireland final. 2 minutes at least. Ball is in towards the centre, towards Miriam Walsh. Goes for distance, wise decision. Dropping ball. It's Denise Gold. What can she do? Flicks it across. Kilkenny are there, Michelle Quilty. There's a chance here for Aoife Neary. She's on the goal line. It's along the goal line. And here comes Joanna O'Callaghan, who picked up an injury. She was trying to clear the ball, and the referee has blown his whistle and given a free out to Cork.
Well, it definitely was a free out, but it was also a free in before. Now watch this ball come across here, Marty. Caught in here. Little pass here. Now this is where the frees were. She's not rugby tackle. No one is. No free. Now, Cork, there is a free outright, there's no doubt about that, but there was a free in first, so...
Had to be a free in, actually, so
watch
when you
this
look
now.
at the replay.
This is the sub on here, look.
Ifeniri, pulled down.
Well saved by the Cork, and it was she didn't get that much of a bang.
Should have been a free in. Niall Williams wonders why and how. Free is for Cork, and it's for Joanne O'Callaghan. Picked up a hand injury there. No doubt, Ifeniri was fouled and should have been at least a free in. Cork would introduce Joanne Casey from Inishcara. And going off is Jennifer O'Leary. We're into injury time. Cork leading by 2.
Looks to be Cork's, Marty. They're driving season. It's down to the last minute and 40 seconds.
Possession now for Kilkenny. Crucial. Angela Walsh gets a touch in it. Comes far as Claire Phelan. Effort is blocked. Rebound comes far as Katrina. Back outside far as Orla Cotter. Free to Cork. And the clock ticks towards 62 minutes. Another substitute coming on for Cork. As previously mentioned, it's going to be Joanne Casey. In fact, it's Joanne that's being introduced for Jennifer O'Leary. So that substitution has now taken place. Jennifer O'Leary is saying, is it me? We believe it is. Jennifer O'Leary stays on the pitch. Now she's been told definitively that she is being substituted. Here, meanwhile, is Orla Cotter's free. It's curling. It is spot on. Under pressure, Orla Cotter gets her 6th point of the match and gives Cork a bit of breathing space. 3 points between the teams. It's a goal or nothing at all for Kilkenny. Here's Katie Pong. Can she do something? Uses the short grip not to be hooked in the dying moments of the game. Denise goal. Has to be a goal for Kilkenny. Is this the opportunity? Ball is inside. Cork chasing back their insufficient numbers. Michelle Quilty is in there. So too is Ifeniri. They're backpedaling. They're inside the large rectangle, as you can see. What's the referee going to do? He's going to give a throw ball.
Kilkenny must wonder, Martin, what they have to do to get a free. They're charging at, they're looking for one. It isn't going to come that easy.
On the 20-metre line. Throw ball. 3 points between the teams. Is this Cork's 25th All-Ireland? It's a free out for the Rebelettes.
That's a great save. It's in Cork's power now. Cork have it won, and they're just nice and relaxed. Gemma O'Connor will take her time. Should be up, Marty. It's well up now.
Gemma O'Connor going to take this free. She's in no rush.
Great second half by Cork, Marty. They really took the game to Kilkenny and got on top.
We're gone past the 62nd minute. We are now on the 63rd. Referee plays on. In comes Julia White. Hand pass inside to Angela Walsh. This is it. Goal for Cork. Cork's 25th All-Ireland title is on its way.
Lights out, Marty. That's it. Extra time. Cork are cruising at this stage, so it's all over. There's nothing Kilkenny can do about it. They'll be beaten for a second year in a row.
Heartbreak for Kilkenny. Joy for Cork. Kilkenny may well dispute their last free. When Joanne O'Callaghan was fouled, it should have been a free in, but at the end, Cork got the free. They responded magnificently by driving up the field, and then Angela Walsh gets Cork's goal to ensure that Paddy Murray and the Cork backroom team are celebrating tonight. It is Cork's 25th. Dublin still lead the Roll of Honour with 26 titles, but Cork are now that little bit closer. It is their first All-Ireland title since 2009, but you have to feel for Kilkenny. 20 years since they won the All-Ireland. They lost last year's All-Ireland final. They say you have to lose one to win one, but for Kilkenny, today was simply not their day. They looked good in the first half, but Cork, wind assisted, charged at them in the second half. They abandoned the defence strategy and they literally went at the Kilkenny Cats.
Yeah, Marty, and it's also second half they created a lot of goal chances. They wound up getting two, but the thing is they were creating them the whole time, and eventually the goals are going to come. The speed of the forwards when they got the ball, breached Cork and travel around the place. Andrew West very strong in the middle, Jennifer Leary were inside, Julia White, Orla Carter was out the middle, and Mackey, they were very, very fast. But the half back line of Emer O'Sullivan, Gemma O'Connor and Pamela Mackey, they were absolutely brilliant all through. Eventually the centre field got on top. There wasn't much Kilkenny could do, very little ball going up in the second half. Fantastic two between Anna Geary and Katie Power. Cork will be thrilled, Kilkenny will be disappointed, but on the 63-04 minutes, Marty, you'd have to say that the best team won.
And you have to remember as well, as you watch Elaine Aylward crying there uncontrollably, you have to feel for Kilkenny because they were unbeaten all through the league. They won the league. They lost one game to Wexford, but that was only a preliminary round. But Cork strategically got it right. Let's go down to the sideline for some post-match reaction and join Joanne.
Jennifer O'Leary, have you ever scored a goal as important or as good as that as you can remember in your career?
I don't think so. That was just the right place at the right time, and thank God it came at the right time. And it was from the effort of all the girls up the field to build, and I was just lucky enough to be there, and thank God it went in.
Well, you made quite a bit of contribution to it, but it did end up being the big difference, didn't it, between the two sides?
Oh, it was just right, even towards the last couple of minutes. There was just a score in it. If they got a goal, fair play to Kilkenny, they never gave up. But there is some team here in Cork, there's great belief, and we've trained so hard, and we waited so long for this. So it's just unbelievable.
There'd need to be great belief, wouldn't there? Because the first half, it seemed like you weren't really in it at all.
Yeah, I don't know, did the occasion get to us, or our heads were in our boots? I don't know what happened, but at half time we went in and just said, look girls, we haven't even started playing yet. We've worked really hard for this. Everyone has given 100% commitment all year, and we were like, we were not going to leave this behind us, and that's exactly what we did in the second half. We just gave it everything.
And you could tell from the very start of that half the difference that that conversation, frank as it was, made.
Oh, definitely. Everybody has got some belief in every single person on the team. We don't just rely on one person. It takes the full panel, the full lot of management. It's just a team effort, and we needed everybody to get us over the line today, including the crowd that we have here today.
And despite that, in the dying moments there, Kilkenny had a couple of opportunities where they could have snatched at least a draw.
Yes, easily. It was just a puck of a ball, really, and fair play to Kilkenny. They're some team, and I know this is going to be hard for them, but I know they'll be back again next year.
Well, it's your year this year, yours, Jennifer O'Leary, and Cork as well, and you got the decisive score as well. Well done, Jennifer.
Thank you, Joanne, and indeed thank you, Jennifer O'Leary, as well. But here's a statistic that sums up the second half. Cork scored 2 goals and 8 points to Kilkenny's 3 points, and that is a pretty staggering statistic given by my good friend and colleague here, Dave Punch, beside me. It's a big day for Cork, a big day for Anna Geary, and overall, and I know it's heartbreaking for Kilkenny because they really are so disappointed, and it means so much to them. They won the league, they came here unbeaten, but Cork were better in that second half, sir.
Yeah, with a throw off the shackles, Marty, of course, the breezes threw around them, but they were kind of very tense in the first half. I suppose there was a lot of pressure on them. They seemed to be playing too much defensive, and Kilkenny went in at 5 points over at half time, but the second half was a completely different tale. The tore at them, Emer O'Sullivan to me had a fantastic game for the 60 minutes. She was kind of all through, but then Rena Buckley, Ashley Thompson eventually came into it, but up front the forwards are absolutely brilliant. The movement of O'Leary, Welch and Corkery, and inside or a Carter come out deep, but the two inside, Julia White and Katrina Mackey, they had fantastic games. Now they're great jewels because the Kilkenny full back line, Mairead Power, Kate McDonald and Jackie Frisbee did nothing wrong. They were just overrun, there wasn't much you could do about it, but the best team won on the day. It's tough in Kilkenny. They'll be happy on Lee's side tonight.
Here is the President of the Camogie Association, Aileen Lawler.
Le Croke, August Kilkenny, Osan Clare, Brever, Biover, on sport tool, the hook she doing in you, Cogordia Session Goyern. Congratulations to both teams. That was a fantastic game. Very exciting, very skillful, very fast. And I'd like to pay a special tribute to both teams because that was an absolute fantastic performance, a great display of Camogie. Hard luck to Kilkenny. I know you're disappointed. It was a great game. I know you were disappointed last year also, but I know on that display you will be back again and your day will come. To Cork, congratulations. You had a slight drought, but you left us in no doubt that the Sean O'Duffy Cup is going back to the Lee side today. I'd like to thank Liberty Insurance for their support and sponsorship, to Croke Park, to the officials here for the whole day, to our referees and all of our officials who made today happen also. So I'd now like to present the O'Duffy Cup to the Cork captain, Anna Geary.
What a year has been for Anna Geary. Cork Rosa Tralee representative, All-Ireland winning captain 2014. The O'Duffy Cup goes back to Cork, to Milford. They will celebrate in style. This is an important moment for Anna Geary. The Rebelettes have done it again. It's their 25th title, and Anna Geary receives the O'Duffy Cup in the presence of the President of Ireland, Michael T. Higgins, and An Taoiseach Enda Kenny. Here's Anna Geary.
Uachtarán na hÉireann, Uachtarán Camogie a Gwini Ushla na Himróri, agus a Carnegie Lair. It's more on Nordum and Curran Show Glacka, our friends, our son, Brian Corky. It's last machine Taoiseach. Níomhain dus na Himróri, ach do bhaintear Corky. So this is for you. It's a proud day for Cork Camogie, but it's an even prouder day for all the family and friends involved with this group of fantastic girls alongside me. If I was to thank everybody that was involved with us, I'd probably have to ask you to sit back down again. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to whittle it down to just a few. But for those of you that I don't get a chance to mention, just know that this cup, a part of it is dedicated to you today. So bear with me. I want to start off by thanking the Camogie Association for their tireless work in promoting not just today's finals.
Indeed, a great day for Cork. With goals in the second half by Jennifer O'Leary and Angela Walsh, they win their 25th All-Ireland title. Full-time score here in Croke Park. Cork 2-12, Kilkenny 1-9.
I'm Gareth Conker, born and bred in Ardra. Good one.
The JA Club is at the heart of the community. Gallagher's Bakery have been a big employer in the town.
Our job here today is to learn and use how to make bread.
We started with the basics: flour, salt, water and yeast.
Something like this here was it you're trying to make?
It's not too far off, is it?
Well, to get out now to the bakery.
Where we make bread for Aldi.
Practice makes perfect, as you know yourselves.
I think I'll stick to the day, John.
Aldi, they're showing great support for local produce.
Kev? People are going to stay around and shop local. The town's going to thrive on that.
Long may that last for Gallagher's and Aldi.
It's keeping people in Donegal and keeping the community alive.
For 6 months when you switch to UPC.
Hola! Real TK Maxx shoppers layer up this autumn. Is that work? TK Maxx. Big labels, small prices.
EBS is helping to get people home every day.
I just felt it was the right time. It's like we wanted a garden for the kids.
We just really needed to upgrade and get more space.
So we decided we'd go and we'd have a chat with EBS.
Within a month, I had the house, signed the papers, and it was mine.
It actually made us believe that we could do this ourselves. The person we dealt with was there for us all the time.
It was plain sailing, really. EBS have been behind us the whole way.
Drop into your local EBS or visit ebs.ie. EBS, we'll get you home.
More and more people are switching to Electric Ireland for their electricity. So here's your invite to join the party. Switch your electricity now and get up to 15% off your annual bill. That's the best electricity deal in the market. Call 1850 30 50 90 or visit electricireland.ie. Electric Ireland, Ireland's energy.
Someone's kidnapped my wife. Find the men who did this.
Let her go, or you're dead.
Liam Neeson. I'll walk among the tombstones.
Cork have claimed the All-Ireland Senior Camogie title for the first time since 2009. We saw great scenes there of celebration for their captain, Anna Geary, and her teammates. And a very happy Cork woman here in the studio with me, Theresa O'Callaghan. Theresa, that was a fantastic second-half performance.
Yeah.
And they really came out of the blocks in it.
Yeah, we were crying out for that at half-time, and it was an enthralling battle in the second half. And Cork dominated really all over the place. And, you know, once they got on top, they got a couple of points. And then they forced Kilkenny into a bit of erratic shooting, and Jennifer O'Leary's goal, and then, you know, they clinched with Angela's goal.
We will have a look at that goal in a few minutes, but before that, Lorraine, let's take a look at those points that Cork got to bring them back into the game, because they really took this game with this. They knew they were in trouble, that they had to do something, and they surely did.
Yeah, we thought that all right, in the half-time they would actually regroup and attack the game. And you can see here from the start that every single one of the forwards, they took on their markers, and basically they went at it. You see here Ginny O'Leary, she had a great second half there, a great point. And again here you see that Julie White taking on their markers. They weren't doing that in the first half. Passing it out there, and you can see Breach Cork really slots it over the bar, and that's exactly what Cork needed. But no disrespect to Kilkenny, Kilkenny absolutely hurled out the skin as well. It was a much better second half than it was the first half. We kind of thought, all right, that would happen. It had to open up. It was they're playing it too safe, both teams. But that was definitely the Cork that we thought would come out in the second half.
The goal then was so important to them. Jennifer O'Leary had to make a decision for personal reasons to play in this game. She certainly played a part. She really took this goal so well.
Tremendous. And you'll see Angela Walsh, who scored the last goal, sets her up here, one of the dual players, like tremendous vision. But look at the knocks she took, and she took on 3 defenders and just finished it so clinically. Again, you just, you know, there was nothing on her mind but goal at that stage. And that was the first time, I think, that Cork took the lead probably at that stage when they got the goal. But it was a brilliant goal, just gave Kilkenny no chance at all. And Cork never really looked back once they had got that score. And yeah, I'd be delighted for Ginny, a great second half, and, you know, just fair play to her.
Absolutely. Kilkenny were behind, they weren't out of it. They still, a goal would have at least brought them back into it, maybe got us a replay. They had a chance, Lorraine. Oh, I just want to have a look at this. They might have had a penalty shout. Yeah,
they were definitely in the game right to the finish. Angela Walsh's score finished it off. But here you see they were right in for a goal, and Aoife Neary there was pulled down. But you can see they actually were, the last few minutes, the game was in the melting pot. They had the chances. But like Trace said earlier on as well, they did start to kind of shoot aimlessly and panic a small bit.
Was that a free, would you think? Should that have been a free in?
When you look at it from here, look at it this angle, she was pulled down. If she stayed down, I think maybe it would have forced the ref to make a decision at that point. It was definitely a goal chance that would have swung it again for them.
Yeah, and Michael, it's awful tough in Kilkenny. They've lost 2 All-Irelands today.
They have.
You know, you'd have to feel for that.
Yeah. However, it has been Cork's day, and congratulations to them. An excellent performance for them. All right, it's almost time to go here on the programme, but for today, my thanks to Theresa O'Callaghan, of course, and to Lorraine Ryan. They have been with me here for the afternoon in our studio. Well, you know, Cork have been a little bit out of the limelight these past 5 years on the honours list, but they've certainly put that right today. They are the All-Ireland champions for 2014. From all of us here on the programme, until the next time, take care.
Brave. Let's talk about Brave. Brave gets up at 6, zips up its face and is on the road while it's still dark. Brave fixes gutters, fills tanks and coffee cups. Brave keeps going through weekends and evenings. And as a result of Brave, wages get paid, families reared and main streets bustle. At AIB, we know all small businesses need to be brave. So we're backing Brave with a programme of initiatives for small businesses and farmers. So here's the deal. You go out and keep making, innovating, enduring and being brave. And at AIB, we'll back you.